You are tuned into Kids.
In the pit.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids and Pit podcast. Today I'm being joined by Dave, Kris, and Harry from Stential. Thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, yeah,
Happy to be here.
thanks
Hey.
for having us.
Yep. My band World of Chaos has played two shows with you guys, our second show ever in 2024, and then we played a Christmas jam in 2025. Hope we can play together this year too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Definitely.
And
So,
maybe we'll have to come down to Delaware.
yeah, it'd be cool.
Not at bar 13.
Not at bar 13.
Not at Bar
What?
13.
So what all you do in Stential?
I'll go first. I'm Kris. I play bass and I'm one of the three vocalists in the band.
I am Harry. I play guitar, and I also am one of the three vocalists in the band.
And yeah, I'm Dave, and I play keys, trigger samples, and I am the last of the three vocalists in the band for now.
All right. What year did Stential start, and were you all always in the band?
It's a what did we start? Was it 2022? 2023?
Yeah, I think it was like the end of 2023, maybe,
The end of 2023?
or maybe it was the end of
I think it was
23.
November. I think it was November 2022, to be honest with you, is when we first started like writing songs, you, me, and John.
Yeah.
And then I think like we actually started like really getting going like March of 2023 or May, I think was our first show of 2023.
You might be right.
Yeah. So I've Harry and I are founding members. We're the last remaining founding members of the band. But yeah, he and I started the band as a joke.
Yeah, we started as a joke. Me and Kris were, I forget where we were, but there was like a menu, like a dry erase board, and on the dry erase board it said fruit donut. And
As like
Kris
a
was like,
dessert.
yeah, Kris is like fruit donut. We should start a sludgy punk band and call it Fruit Donut. And I was like, I'm down. I'm sold. Let's do it. And like I got my brother John plays drums, and we linked up and we're trying to play like these punk riffs, and it just wasn't working. And like the following week I came to practice with some weird pretty riff, and it kind of just like fell into place from there, and we fell into that, weird shoegazy, screamy, experimental sound.
Yeah, that we kind of still are today. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, that whole description.
So why did you change the name to Stential?
This is another story Harry could tell. It's actually pretty funny. I mean, maybe
Um
maybe it's not funny. I don't know. It might not be funny, but it's interesting.
so originally, I think it's because I was trying to name a patch on my guitar
Yeah.
pedal.
Yep.
From what I remember, I had a Line 6 Pod Go, and you can like name the patches. And I don't remember exactly how it happened, but my one patch I ended up naming Exist, and the second one, for whatever reason, came out as Stential. And we
Huh.
were like kicking around the different ideas of band names, and kind of landed on Stential. So it's not like something like we picked from a list or had in our back pocket. It kind of just like happened accidentally. And we're like, oh, that's perfect. A made up word nobody's going to be able to pronounce.
Right.
Let's pick that.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So Stential isn't a real word then.
I mean, it's part of a real word. I think the only place it exists is in the word
Existential?
existential.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like I want to. I don't even really know. I mean, I feel like I know what that word means, but I don't want to like say it and be wrong. But I feel like it's like things that are like necessary for life, existential, or
Okay. Well, I know there's like you can have like an existential crisis and like I don't know, like there's like philosophy stuff that like goes with it, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've looked it up a couple of times, and to be honest with you, like it's a definition that never stuck with me. I mean, I know the word existential, I know the phrase existential crisis, but to be 100 with you, like I'm not sure I know off the top of my head. But it's just a funny word, and nobody pronounces it properly. We've been called stencil, centennial, stential.
Stential.
Yeah,
That
stential.
was, and it's always the venue too that like spells our name wrong, is which is pretty funny. Actually, the last show we just played out in PA, they had us on their page as Stenial. So like, yeah. I mean, it's not that difficult. At least I don't think. But apparently it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Damn. So where do you guys live and did you all grow up there?
Dave, you go first.
Um, so I live in Burlington County, New Jersey, and yeah, I don't live in the same town that I grew up in, but not too far down the road. Um, I think we all just kind of kick around different parts of New Jersey.
Right. Yeah, right now I live in well, not right now. I've been living here for since 2009, so what, 17 years. I live in Forked River, New Jersey, which is like kind of like by the shore. Again, not where I grew up though. I grew up in a tiny ass town called New Egypt, New Jersey, which if you heard of it, then you're very familiar with New Jersey.
We're playing Manalapan, New Jersey on Sunday with Unearth, but it's probably far from you guys.
And it's about an hour, yeah.
Currently, I'm in Chatsworth, New Jersey. I just moved out here back in November. It's like smack dab in the middle of the Pine Barrens.
Damn.
Before, yeah, it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty awesome. But before I lived over in Beechwood, which is only like 10 minutes away from Kris, so it was like really easy to link up and practice.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah, and now everybody's got to drive out to the woods to practice, which is super, well, not super inconvenient, but Beach was definitely more convenient. This is also not the town I grew up in. Yeah, I don't, if I had to pick a hometown, like where I spent most of my childhood, it would probably be Forked River, where Kris lives now.
Yeah. Yeah, I always joke. I say like to get to Harry's house, you wait until you have no service on your cell phone and then drive about 10 more minutes.
Yeah. Wait, are you still booking shows at the Union Firehouse in Mount Holly or no?
I kind of like I do them here and there. Like I do have one coming up in October that I haven't announced yet, but I just haven't had the time or the mental bandwidth to do it just because there's we play a ton of shows and I don't really want to take away from that and have something else on my plate. Plus, now I have like a small farm. I have kids, so like just booking shows is like I don't know. When I can do it, I'll do it, but it's not something I'm super committed to anymore. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That being said, when bands hit me up, I do try to at least help them out. I do what I can, or send them to somebody else that can help them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you end up booking a show for a band and you need a band to fill a slot, hit us up because we're always looking for shows.
Yes, of
Yeah, man.
course. No, you guys are awesome. Like,
Yeah.
well, and I actually originally discovered you from an article that I saw No Echo post like a couple years ago, and I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome. Let me hit these kids up. And it was really, I was super stoked when like I immediately got a response and you guys were like, yeah, we're down, we're coming. And I'm like, what? This is awesome. So it's been really cool to play with you a few times and, build that musician relationship and have fun and sweat and rock out. It's all just part of the that beautiful process, that unity that you get when you're part of a music scene, which is super cool. And your mom's super cool too. Just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, that it was our first show that was like
Art.
in the and I mean, it was going to be our first show, but then we ended up getting booked at Rainbow Records in Delaware here.
Yeah.
I heard that's a pretty cool venue, actually.
Yeah, yeah. So that was like next month. It'll be 2 years ago, which is pretty
Wow,
great. First
that's
12.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Harry was like, "Yeah, I got this band. They're like, young kids." And I showed up, and like y'all were there like super early too. And I was like, "Yo, these are some fucking young kids." Like it was wild. I was like, "Holy cow!"
Our
Then
oldest.
y'all got up on stage and like shredded. I was like, "Yo, this is sick." Like faith in the youth of America restored.
So we were 12, 14, 15 then. Now we're 14, 16, 17 now. And our bassist isn't in the band anymore. So his dad kicked him out because his dad's like a bum. But he he is 17. We Oh wait, Janelle didn't even. So yeah, you guys have never seen Janelle play because she didn't even play that Christmas show. But we have another guitarist in the band. She's 15, and then I'm still in the same role. Jaden's still in the same role, and then we her dad fills in on bass, which is funny.
I
It's like
feel like I saw a video of y'all at
Cheeks. Yeah, I
maybe the
saw you
bike
guys at
project.
Cheeks.
where
The bike project is that the it was somewhere with like it looked really cool, and like it looked like y'all had like a full band, like two guitarists and a new bass player. I was like, okay. So yeah, I mean, we definitely
it could have that could have been the didn't Dylan play like a song with us at
Could be.
the bike shop in Annapolis?
Maybe.
or maybe that's where it was. It was definitely a video on YouTube that came up on my feed, and I was like, yeah, let me check this out. And I was like, oh damn, I got some new members.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw you guys playing Forked River at Cheeks. With Janelle, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yep, yeah. Yeah, that was back in January 2025. That was a fun show. We just came back from like Massachusetts because we played there the night before, like a little 2-day weekend, and we stayed at our friend's house who lived there. He's like 15, and me and the bassist basically stayed up all night. So it was a really, really bad show. Yeah,
Oh man,
Nice.
that sounds fun.
yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I don't know, I couldn't really sleep. I don't know if I wanted to sleep, and then our bassist was just like hanging out the whole time, and I slept maybe 2 hours. Then we got to the show, and we were just like basically wasted. So yeah, lack of sleep, not alcohol or
No,
Yeah,
no, no, no. I,
Yeah,
I get it for sure.
totally zonked.
yeah. The first run we went on out west, we were like, all right, so the first show was in Cincinnati, Ohio. So we're like, we'll just drive straight out there after work on what was it, a Wednesday or Thursday? I don't even remember.
I think we left on a Wednesday night.
And it
Yeah.
was yeah. And we got to like the border of PA and Ohio at like 4 in the morning. And we were like, God, we gotta take a break. And then we were up like 2 hours later. It was so funny because like for the little bit of sleep we got, like I was fired up. And I remember waking up that morning and I was like, dang, Dave, you snore like crazy. And we're all complaining
Yeah.
about each other snoring. And they're like, yo, Harry, you snore like crazy. I'm like, what? I don't snore. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that night we found out that all of us
Snore.
snore stupid loud.
I bet.
And there were-
I mean, wait, so whatever like room you guys were sleeping in, it was just an echo chamber, I assume.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, there was five of us, so I think we got like one hotel room that night because
Yeah.
we're not roughing it. You know what I mean? Like we're adults. We all got pretty decent jobs. We can spend a couple dollars on a hotel tonight, and
Car sitting up.
yeah, it was rough. It was a rough night.
I slept on the floor that night.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna say
right.
Dave slept on the floor. I'm pretty sure me and Chris shared a bed. We all shared beds
We all
both
shared
nights.
beds. Yeah,
But the last run we went on, we didn't do that. We just got two rooms each, like a room each.
yeah,
And yeah, we were a little more bougie this time around. We actually slept in a haunted hotel
yeah.
in Gettysburg, which is pretty cool.
Damn. Yeah, I usually share a bed with my mom, and Janelle shares a bed with her dad on tour, and then Jaden like sleeps on the floor or like a pull-out couch. And if he sleeps on the pull-out couch, I usually just sleep on the floor because I like the floor and I don't really like cuddling my mom anymore.
Fair.
Yeah, one day you're gonna cuddle your mom for the last time, and no one's gonna know it was the last time.
Oh,
I know.
no.
Talk
That's
about an
wild.
existential crisis.
Yeah. You just you reminded me. Remember when we because we played Gene Scene Fest and
Right,
they let us sleep at the venue. They were
we
like,
did.
"Yo, you guys can totally crash here tonight." And it was like this super cool art gallery and that was another night where we were up till like 3:30 in the morning. But yeah, we slept right at the venue. They had like a room upstairs. It was pretty cool.
I was just talking about that the other night. I forget who I was talking about that to, but yo, I was freezing that night. It was so cold. I had like the shortest shorts on, and I'm sleeping on a couch with no blanket. Thank God I
Oh
brought my own
man.
towel with me to like for like shower
Yeah, I
purposes.
remember you with the towel.
Dude, I was like wrapped up in like a bath towel, like as small as I could be. Like I'm a big dude, and I'm like wrapped up in this damn bath towel trying to stay warm. Well, but it was awesome though. You know, it was awesome. At the end of the night, at the end of the
Very
day.
cool.
Yeah. Next weekend, me and the drummer of World of Chaos is like death metal band. It's called Farm Machinery. We're doing our first weekend tour.
Farm machinery?
Farm Machinery, yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope name for a death metal band.
Um, but it's our guitar player and bass player's first time staying overnight somewhere like for shows. We've always just driven back. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Nice. Where are you guys going?
Not New England, so it's gonna be New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yep, should be sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds fun.
I love it up there. Maine and New Hampshire is beautiful.
Yeah, I've World of Chaos did like a New England run last November, and we played Maine, and it was so beautiful up there.
Nice. We keep talking about heading up to the Northeast. I think that might
Yeah.
be next on the agenda. I mean, we went a little south, we went a little west, and maybe next we'll go a little north.
A little north would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what genre do you consider Stential?
Oof.
That's a
Well,
big fight in these circles.
so on our Instagram, right, it says current core, which I think is like the best way to describe it because we're kind of just like an amalgamation of everything that's like happening right now, you know? Um, I don't want to take up too much of the time, but like we we're either like a hardcore band that has like some really, really pretty parts, or like an emo band that has like some really, really heavy parts. And there's like singing and screaming and noodly guitars and chunky breakdowns and kind of everything in between.
All right.
I don't think did that answer the question?
I mean, I
Yeah,
think yeah.
I think so.
What
Yeah,
would you
totally.
call us, Harry or Dave? Like, what would you call us?
um, Not screamo.
I probably would, but again, it's always been like throughout my life, screamo has always been the term used most often by people who don't know anything about the genres or the subgenres to describe anything that sounds even close to the music that we make. So as far as like the average person is concerned, we do a lot of screaming. It makes
Right,
us screamo.
sure. I will say this. We tend to get booked primarily on shows with other bands that would consider themselves scrams or screamo.
Right.
We don't really get booked too much on like New Jersey hardcore shows, or we don't get booked on like punk shows. Like, so I guess like if you're going by like that, like birds of a feather flock together, like I guess we would be in the screamo universe.
Yeah. I mean, I think people that like don't know would probably call World of Chaos screamo. So
Right.
Exactly, right? Like
Exactly.
it doesn't matter to them. Like it's
Right. You guys
they're
are
doing all
screaming.
that yelling.
What's all that screaming about?
Yes. I really like the music, but do you have to have all that screaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, my grandma doesn't like the like. I think it's bad for my voice, but
Yeah,
do the
the
right method.
the
Yeah,
grandmas are tough to
luckily,
please.
luckily at this point, like we have, like I feel so bad for like your like already like your Led Zeppelin, your AC/DC, and then those guys like the OGs that were like pushing the screams and the vocal fries because like it's like we kind of really didn't know, but what's cool about right now is that like we've seen these guys on stage for 20, 30 years, some of these guys, the guys that I grew up with. So it's like all those vocal coaches that told me like, "Oh, you'll blow your voice out in no time." It's like we just know that's not true anymore.
Right. Right.
Which I think like can just bring more people into the genre, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to technique too. Like, oftentimes, like I'll do like vocal warm ups and stuff, and like, like do it the right way. Um, every once in a while, like don't get it twisted. Like every once in a while, I'll still blow my voice out.
Oh
And
yeah,
like the last
but you
run
could
that
do
we
that
went on.
singing. You could do
Yeah,
that singing a clean note.
true,
No,
true.
wait, that's not why you blew your voice out last
No, no, no.
time.
I was cursed. I got cursed.
Yes.
That's why. But I'm saying it does happen. I I Whew, this is tough. Like, how many people you think are going to see this? So now I said I was cursed.
Tops.
We we visited the Gettysburg, like the battlefield, and I had to pee really, really freaking bad. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. So I went behind a tree, and then all the guys are like, "You didn't piss on the ground here. This is hollow ground." And like an hour later, my voice was gone. So I think one of the ghosts on the battlefield was like, "Yo, you're gonna piss on my
Yeah,
grave? I'm gonna take away the only thing that you have right now, the thing that you need." And like, dude, I couldn't even make a sound with my voice.
Damn.
yeah.
And we still had the next show the next night. It was pretty wild.
We were on our way to Philly, and like I remember calling him, and he's like, "Hello," and me and Dave were like, "What the fuck
What
happened?"
happened?
Like,
Like we just talked to you an hour ago.
Yep. And it was because, and I
Yeah,
truly feel like I was cursed for urinating on the battlefield.
That's
I'm
crazy.
sorry to any veteran who ever fought in any.
yeah. Let that be a lesson to you.
Yeah, seriously.
Damn. All right. So, what was the first punk, metal, or hardcore show you went to, and how old were you?
Ooh, I think the first punk show I can remember going to, I think I was 15 or 16. A buddy of mine had just started driving, and it was at the Mansville Elks Lodge in North Jersey, and I want to say it was this band called IDK, and they played with this band called Mohawk Barbie, and they were, dude, for like the next 5 years they were there. They were my first live bands I'd ever seen play punk music, and they turned into like my two favorite bands that I'd ever heard. For a good 5 years, like anywhere they went, like I was going. Like these dudes were insane. I mean, looking back, their IDK is pretty good. Mohawk Barbie was not the best, but dude, to my 15, 16-year-old self, I was like, yo, these guys are like fucking the most insane people I've ever seen. They just blew my mind.
what about you, Dave?
Um, I guess I have a like it all depends on how hard you said punk, hardcore, metal. I went to my dad took us to uh 3 Days Grace. What was it? Hold on, I got the it was 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, and Nickelback. That's what it was. I knew it was like a big three of like alt music at the time.
Damn.
At the Wachovia Center. Well that was still before it was the Fargo, before it was Xfinity. And I just remember being a kid and like that was all the big bands on the radio at the time. So it just was like Breaking Benjamin was doing Diary of Jane, like Phobia had just come out. 3 Days Grace was doing 1X, and then Nickelback was doing All the Right Reasons. So they opened with like Animals and had the Dimebag Daryl solo song. They were shooting fire all over the place. But then in terms of like getting a little off of like the radio type stuff, my eighth grade graduation present was a ticket to Project Revolution in 2008. Um, I think '06 was probably the concert before. And that was where I got to see like Atreyu live for the first time, and I had gotten into them a couple years before. Hawthorne Heights was there, and then of course there was Linkin Park's festival, so they played. So like probably like around like '06, '08, I saw like heavy music, alternative music like the first time, and I actually remember being at Project Revolution, looking at the parking lot stage. Um, 10 Years was playing, and he was on stage. The singer was on stage. I don't know his name, and he was just doing vocals. And I remember looking up, like, and just being like, kind of seeing myself on stage, looking out, like visualizing it, and just kind of being like, that's what I want to do. I want to do what that guy's doing
Hmm.
right now. Yeah.
Nice. Um, so my first concert I ever went to was the Backstreet Boys, Cisco and Jewel with my mom when I was like 8 years
You
old.
all played with. Never
Yeah.
mind.
And Cisco.
Yeah, that's
It was
wild.
like, one of the coolest 90s concerts ever. Um my first like punk show, I want to say I think it was this band's No Hollywood Ending, Twilight City Fracture, and another band from Massachusetts called K Sarah at a
I remember
VFW.
those dudes.
Yeah, in at a VFW
Was it
in
K
Cameron.
Sarah or K Sarah?
It was
K
K
Sarah. It was
Sarah.
K Sarah.
Yeah.
It was
What
it
was it?
K Sarah? Is that how they
Yeah,
said it?
I think so cuz I remember seeing this one kid, he plays in this band Adventurer. He said he knows you actually, Dave.
Yeah, Stephen Chrissy.
Yeah, I
Christy.
was
Yeah.
talking to him about it. It's that band.
We used to
So,
play with K Sarah all the time.
yo, I would like that was like the first show I saw at a VFW, and I was just like,
Yeah.
wow, this is amazing. And then like No Hollywood Ending became like one of my favorite local bands, and that I started going to pretty much every show they were playing. And yeah, I mean, the music scene in New Jersey at that time was insane. It was like the early 2000s. Every show was packed to the brim, people
Yeah.
going nuts. It was truly a special time to be alive. It's definitely getting like that again. I'm seeing it happen again, which is really cool.
I don't know, man. Like when I was a teenager, bro, like you'd go to a show at a firehouse and there would be like the whole fucking floor would be filled with kids. Like, I mean, I don't want to like say a number, but like if you're thinking of like a whole firehouse, it's probably 150, 200 kids. I mean, it was no, and you gotta have it's a real good show to get 150, 200 kids out
Oh yeah.
nowadays. And that was like every weekend, and it would be like the same 6 or 7 bands. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to wax all nostalgic though. Like who cares? Like we still have a great scene nowadays.
the scene is good, but I just don't think it's like as good as it was. Because like, I mean, you can get like I've gotten like a good 40 kids at a show, but not more than that before.
Right.
40's big, dude. Like honestly, that's like don't shake your head at that though. 40 is a good show, dude.
I mean, yeah, I think it's good, but it's not. It's not as like it's not 200, but it's still
Right.
that was like a free show. But
Yeah, I mean, I just think like I can't get into it.
I'll say if you want to hear what I gotta say, well, back then when the most interesting thing you could do was read an encyclopedia, what the heck else were you guys doing?
Right, right.
Back in my day.
But I was just gonna say like nowadays, like if you find one heavy band, there's 50 other bands that are doing the same thing. In
Yeah.
1997, 1998, that one heavy band was probably the only band doing that. So people were like,
Yeah.
"Yo, if I want to hear that sound, I got to go and see that band."
Yeah, or the only band within, like a good distance, and
Right,
the
like a
only way
regional
you would have
area
known about anybody else was through a mail letter or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
it's something that the internet has definitely done. It's just that the speed at which information travels, like everyone's connected to way more than we used to be. All these things used to be happening, you just didn't have a fast way to know about it. So,
Right.
it's why like I you gotta feel like really happy and really appreciative for like the folks that do find you anymore and the folks that do come out because like the internet and the way things are is not making it any easier at any point in time. So when there's that many options for entertainment, like people choosing to get together in a VFW or at Cheeks DIY in somebody's basement and to choose to do the real life thing, like yeah, 10, 20, 40, 200 people. I just think it's the raddest thing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think you touched on something too, Dave. Like, I feel like, it's easier to get heard today, but I also feel like in the same breath, it's also just as hard to get noticed because of the oversaturation.
Yeah,
So it's
totally.
like to hear like a band like Stential, like, I don't know if we're coming up on anyone's like listen now or anything, but like
Right.
you got to know someone who's heard of us, and then they're like, "Yo, you should check them out." So it's kind of like the same merit in a sense, where you got to still hustle, but like instead of being the only one, now you got to like sift through to find the ones that resonate with you.
And you're not just competing with your town anymore. You're competing with the state, the country, the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Um. All right. Where's your favorite place you've ever visited or played a show?
Oh, I saw this question earlier, and I've got two answers, and they're both just the first one I think would be this place called Design Collective in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Very cool show.
That was, I mean, that place was packed. It was huge. The crowd was amazing. We were halfway across the country, and like people were screaming our words back at us. Like it was nuts. My second favorite place would be, I think is it Philly style pizza or is it pizza Philly style?
Philly
Philly
style
style
pizza.
pizza.
Philly style pizza. Yeah, there were people like crowd surfing and shit in a pizza place. All while dudes were still slinging slices over the counter. You know what I mean? Like people were like walking in to get their pizza, and there's like this college kid like flying through the air, like ah!
Are we gonna
And
play
that place was packed too. So those were my two favorite shows, I think.
cool?
I I think one of my favorites, and it was before Dave, when we played a show at the If Corp in the Valley in PA with this band called Brushburn, Flytrap, and I forget the other band. And
Running with Scissors.
Running with Scissors, and
Yeah,
it was insane. Like the
that's
crowd was
right.
like falling into us, knocking over the mic stands. Like it was like people were hanging from the rafters. Like
That's
that.
right.
Yeah,
Yo, we
that
were
show
still a
was
three-piece
insane.
back then, actually. That was when we were still a three-piece.
Yeah, that was a really, really fun show, and the venue was really cool. It was like this artsy place, and they had all these the different like fluorescent light bulb sculptures on the walls.
Like half
Um,
mannequins and just weird shit, man. That was right.
yeah,
That's right. That place was dope.
Pretty sure. I've seen Brushburn. Aren't they like pretty young, like our age?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yep.
I think I've seen their singer. I think is in like other bands that I've seen or something like that.
Yeah, he's in this band Joystick Fury, which I think they might be playing their last show.
Really?
Don't quote me on that, but there's something on Instagram where it was like, come see Joystick Fury's last show this Sunday or something like that.
I they they did they even play for like a year?
I don't think so. They were brand new. Yeah, they're very new.
Weird.
what
Yeah.
about you, Dave? What's your favorite?
Um, I mean, it's probably Philly style pizza. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be Philly style pizza, and then it wasn't with Ingdorf, but with another band, I got asked to play Orlando one time. It was like just a Facebook thing. Like we were friends with bands on the internet, and they made a post and they were like, "Yo, come play." Or they posted about a show and we're like, "Yo, it'd be awesome if we played." And they were like, "Do it." And we were like, "For real?" And they were like, "We'll give you $200." Um, and so we were like, "Okay." And we just drove. We all hopped in a car and drove to Orlando and just played out of a garage. Like it was a fence at the end of the driveway. You walked through the fence gate, and it was just a driveway full of kids. All the bands were awesome, and it was. I just remember it being like insane. not even a real venue, but those are kind of my favorite anyway.
Yeah. We played Daytona. We did a Florida run. We did Daytona, and then we had an off day. Then we played Tampa. Um,
Yeah,
so we flew because there's an airline called a Velo that flies from Wilmington, Delaware, which is like a tiny little airport. Like, I mean, it's if you think of like the Philly airport, it's like not probably not even 10% of the size of that.
Right.
right.
But we just flew from there to Daytona Beach, Florida, which is also another small airport. I don't know if they're still doing it, but like it was kind of cool to fly from Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah.
No one flies out of there.
Right.
It was at like 4 a.m. too, so.
Oof.
All right, if you could tell your 14-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
Who's going first?
Oh man, I would tell my 14-year-old self that like your adulthood is going to be the coolest years of your life. So like
Yeah.
keep moving. Keep going. It gets pretty fucking awesome. When I was a kid, like I was like, man, I just want to stay young forever, live fast, die young, be a punk. But now, like, I'm at the age I'm at now, and I'm like, thank God I made it here to get all like the to reap the rewards. You know what I mean? Like the hard work and the hustle. It's paid off. So keep going. That's what I would say. It pays off.
This is
Yeah, I would
so.
I would
Go ahead,
oh
Dave.
my bad. Yeah, I would probably tell my 14-year-old self um to just don't fall too in love with the plan. Because kind of similar to what Kris said, but uh I remember just kind of having like feeling a lot of pressure to accomplish goals quickly, and especially when you're 14, dude, like you've got your parents and the school and the world and your friends, and everyone's got all these expectations of you, and everything's supposed to happen in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, and if you fall a week behind, then your whole life's off track. But you get on later and you just realize that your journey's your journey, so you don't stress the plan too much, because you can always make another one, and you always do. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Cool. Harry?
Uh, this is like so not punk rock of me to say, but I would tell myself to invest in stocks and save money. Like honestly, like what I know
I
now,
mean,
if I knew that then,
You're a Republican. I knew it.
um, so that's one thing.
so
But since
true
Chris and Dave are super philosophical, I'd probably
though.
tell myself to fall in love more, take more chances, and get hurt more, because all those situations, seem to have a lot of lessons to be learned from, and it also generates a lot of really awesome content to turn into art. So there were definitely some times where I feel like I didn't follow through with something because I was afraid of the outcome. For example, I went on vacation to Alaska like 6 years ago, and we found ourselves in this tiny little village, and there was like a hoedown. People were like playing banjos, drinking. There was these old ladies dancing, and my friend was like, "Yo, you won't go dance with those old ladies." And I'm like, "Yeah, I will." And he's like, and like I started to chicken out, and he's like, "You're gonna regret not doing that for the rest of your life." And I swear to God, to this day, I regret not dancing with those old ladies because, man, like that's a once in a lifetime thing. Being able to dance with a couple old ladies in a tiny little town in Alaska, and I passed that up because of I was too concerned about my ego and what might happen.
Oh man.
Yeah, invest in stocks.
Yeah. We're playing flying flying Alaska in September because we have money saved up, and one of the shows they said they guarantee us like $500  'cause they have a really good scene in Anchorage.
Nice.
That's
What town,
cool.
what town was that?
Anchorage?
Oh, that you went to?
Oh, that was Hope, Alaska. We drove all over Alaska. Like we just rented a car and just we didn't have an itinerary planned. We were just like, yo, let's go to Alaska for a week and a half and drive around. And we did. And we started in Anchorage and just drove all over Alaska.
Wild.
It was pretty awesome. Anchorage is honestly kind of a little sketchy in some parts. It was not how I expected it to be. There was a very large homeless population. And yeah, so it was definitely a little sketchy in spots.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
I don't have anything. What about you,
I don't
Dave?
have anything. I just want to say thank you for having us on. We appreciate it. This was fun.
Yeah. Where can people check out Stential?
Instagram, Stential NJ. We have a Facebook, which I think is the same, Stential NJ. We have a TikTok, which I believe is Stential. The cool thing about having a name like Stential is like once you start plugging that in, we're like the only thing that
Just
comes
pops
up.
right up.
There's not going to be like a lot of different things. Um, we do have a YouTube channel, but there's really not much content on that channel. But if you search Stential on YouTube, there's like at least a video from like every second or third show that we've ever played. So there are tons and tons of full sets of Stential on YouTube, which is kind of cool. Um, there are three hidden sets that no one might ever see ever again. Um, but yeah, there's definitely plenty of live footage of us on YouTube as well.
Cool. All right.
Spotify, Bandcamp, all the streamers.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Stential, for joining me today, and thanks to all you for watching and listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Until next week, bye.
Bye.
See
Bye.
you later.